Hey guys, it's Awilda here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, we're going to be quickly doing a little quick makeover of these end tables I have here. These end tables I purchased from Big Lots a few years back, and I absolutely love them. The only thing is that the only issue I truly have is that the tabletop itself is a little bit smaller than what I'd like. So Harvey and I were talking about just giving it a quick little makeover, and I thought to share this video in case you're not liking something in your home. Instead of buying a new thing to replace it, you can definitely just give something a makeover with a few minor changes, such as paint or maybe a wood piece here and there. So without further delay, I'm just going to jump right in and share with you guys how we made over our end tables. The boards you see here are from Home Depot. We purchased them for about $15 or $16 each, and we did use whatever leftover staining we had. If not, we would have also purchased the stain if we didn't have any left over. But one of the first things that Harvey did was take an ortable sander and I believe it was a 220 grit paper. I will ask him what the grit was because I honestly don't remember. I will put those in the description box below as well as on the screen here. I'll give you the accurate measurement in case you're searching for any for your DIY projects. As you can see here, now Harvey is taking the 150 grit sanding sheet and just trimming it down because we don't need the entire thing, so he's going to try and reserve the rest of the sheets for another project. But for this one, he's just sanding it down and trying to match what he did with the orbital sander, and now he's going to just sand it down on the edges as well. After everything is sanded, we vacuumed very quickly just to make sure that we don't have any debris on the boards, and then we just start to stain it. Now this stain here is something I had from my stash previously, and I did use it in a previous project, and I will link that in the description box as well as on the info card. It was when we redid our closet. For some reason, the stain is now looking a little more on the gray side, which was not what I wanted. I wanted something a little more on the brown side with a little bit of kind of like a gray hue to it, and this was not what I was looking for. So as Harvey was staining this, I was telling him I'm not crazy about the stain, so we decided to just continue staining it, hoping that it would change, but it did not. So once it did dry out, we decided to go over it with some leftover wood stain from a different brand, and I think it came out so much better. So just to give you a heads up, for some reason I think it depends on the type of wood you're using, but for this particular wood piece it was gray, but when I used it in my closet project it was more of a brown tone, which was I was looking for. Now this is exactly what I was envisioning in my mind, maybe a little bit lighter in brown, but I still really loved the way it looked. You can see a little bit of the gray peeking through, and it was exactly what I was envisioning. And so I was very excited and very happy that we were able to just use some old stain and just kind of cover up the gray color. Now the reason why I didn't want gray, and I didn't mention it a second ago, was because the furniture I have in my back patio, if you notice, is that gray color, and I didn't want the tables to kind of disappear in the room. I wanted them to be a part of the decor and just kind of stand out a little bit, and this is exactly what I was looking for. So while we were waiting between coats for this staining to dry out, we decided to move on to this little mini project as well. And here, this is just these inexpensive, I believe they're from the Target dollar spot years and years ago. I've had these for a long time. I would say about 5, maybe 7 years. So I'm not too sure if you can find these again anywhere, but I really love the design. I just know that it's faded in color. As you can see, when Harvey was cutting out the rope, the pink was a little more vibrant, and so I decided I wanted to spray paint it with some leftover paint that we had, and we sprayed it this very nice black. I do love it. We had a great time doing it. It was a super quick, maybe 10-minute project, and we just had to wait between coats for it to dry, but we absolutely loved the way it came out. Now in the end, when everything was nice and dry, we did go back in and make sure that to add the rope that was cut out in the beginning. So we do have that same rope, and we were very careful cutting it out because we knew we wanted to reuse it. And so instead of, going through and cutting it out, ripping it away, we were able to salvage that piece of rope, and now it looks like a brand new vase. I really love it. So now that the boards are nice and dry from staining, we are going to be adding this polyurethane. This one's water-based, which is going to help protect the wood in case there's any spills. And since it's indoor, we're not too worried about the rain or bad weather, but we still want to protect it in case I accidentally spill anything on these tables. So we just applied, I believe Harvey also sanded it between coats of the polyurethane. I did not film that part. I do apologize for that, but just generally what he did was with the 220 grit sandpaper, he very lightly by hand just sanded it between the polyurethane coats so that it can keep that very smooth and not have that gritty feel to it, but it came out very beautiful.
I go anywhere with you, 'cause you fill my mind, or you fill my mind. We could build a dream, start up something new. Let the old be dead, let the shadows leave my head. When the world is on your shoulders and you feel like...
So it was getting late, so we decided to call it in for the night, or rather. The next morning, Harvey and I continued with our little mini project. We did have to stop a couple times throughout the night to allow the staining to dry between coats, and we also went out to dinner with our kids, and we decided to just finish the project the next day. And so here Harvey's just removing the old boards from the base of the table, and we're going to be using that in a different project in the future, so we are going to save that piece of wood. And here he's just transferring it from one to the other table base so that you can see the difference.
The night is young, won't you sing for me? Won't you sing for me?
So now he's just making sure everything's centered to the board so that we don't have a lopsided table. And from there, we're just going to screw it right into the board. And here is the finished product. I really love the way everything turned out. I think it looks amazing. I also wanted to show you what the vase looks like. Now with the vase, we can fill it with, of course, some candles or a tea light or even one of those fairy lights. So we do have those options. I am very happy with how everything turned out. This was such a fun and easy project to do, and it really did spruce up this space.
Just let me in your head so I can
So that's everything for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, please make sure to leave me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you join so you can see all the future videos that I share. And until next time, guys, I hope you all stay safe. God bless. And I'll see you all on the next video. Bye.